Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Ray Hennessy here, and I'm back with another real-time edit. It has been a long time. It's been a very long time. I have this photo here from Elliott Naef, I think is how you pronounce the last name there. And he submitted this quite some time ago, this lovely Sanderling with some really fun bokeh. And unfortunately, just another distracting bird back there. So I am definitely going to remove that. So let's jump right in. Before we do that, though, real quick, I just wanted to mention, if you're interested in learning on how to do exactly what I do in these videos, just head on over to rayhennessy.com, go over to the Learn menu, and then you can check out all the online classes that I offer or the individual classes. This is the one you're probably going to want to be interested in based on this particular video, which is how I do all of my Photoshop editing, but I have one for Lightroom as well as mentorships and learning wildlife photography in general. So check all that out there. I'm not going to mention any more about it. Let's jump right into this edit here from Elliott. First things first, I'm just going to go ahead and straighten this thing out. I love the bokeh here. My only suggestion to Elliott on this one when shooting is if you see this really fun bokeh in the foreground, compose that way or compose for it, right? So for me, I would have dropped this bird up higher in the frame so I could incorporate more of that in the foreground, just because the background, while plain and not distracting, is kind of boring compared to this fun bokeh in the bottom. I am going to just try and leave that particular bokeh ball in there. Other than that, exposure looks really good. It's a little side backlit, but it totally works. So I'm going to go for a little bit more drama here. I'm just going to go a little bit darker overall with the image. I definitely want to warm it up just to take sort of that bluish tone out of the shadow side of the Sanderling. And I'm going to really lean into that. Something like that looks pretty neutral. I am going to lift the shadows, which will give me a lot more detail on that bird. I'll drop the blacks just to maintain contrast. Actually, I probably don't even need to go that far with the blacks. Little tiny bit soft there, but not bad. 250th of a second, that makes sense. So yeah, I probably would have bumped that too. But look at, I love this this subtle bokeh right in there as well. All right, a few more tweaks here. I'm just going to drop a gradient on the bottom there. I'm going to throw a subject select on real quick. Intersect that with a radial. Try and just get a little bit something more out of the head of the bird there. So something like that feels pretty good. And then I'm just going to go for a background selection. Just try and richen that up and lean into that warmth. I really want to just lean into that warmth. Something like that looks pretty good to me. So there we go, into Photoshop to do the rest. We're just going to ditch this bird out of the background, which should be pretty straightforward. Oh, wait, let me turn my tablet on here so I can get my pen working. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of ditch that bird back there on this layer, and I'll ditch this dark spot back there because that's not helping anything. Weird little mark there. Get rid of this crazy hot spot there. There we go. And then let's work on getting rid of this guy now. Actually, I'm just going to use a brush. It's such a smooth background, I can just basically paint it in with a brush. Maybe not so much down there. I do want to incorporate some of that bokeh pattern down there, and then I'll just kind of blend it all together with the clone tool here. Just kind of smooth this out so it's a little bit more even. And then maybe just feather that out a little bit there. Then we'll add a layer mask. Bring back these tail feathers, and then just kind of mask it back in the way I want. Something like that is pretty good. There we go. That's looking good. I'm still seeing a little bit of those blue tones there, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw a hue and saturation adjustment layer on, desaturate the blues, paint that in just on the top half of the bird there. Throw a curves adjustment layer on there. Punch up this bird just a little bit more in here. Then we'll do another adjustment layer to really kind of exaggerate and enhance that catch light. That's probably going to be too much, so I'll zoom out and back off. Actually, it's not bad, but there, I'll back off it just a little bit. The only other thing I'm actually noticing now is this dark spot right here is sort of a little obnoxious just with the kind of the density that it is. All right, there we go. That's looking good. I just want to richen up that foreground a little bit. So another curves adjustment layer. We'll paint some of that on there. And maybe not quite that much. I think that's kind of it. So let's see. You know what? I'm just going to throw some contrast on the bird itself. There we go. Richen that up. There we go. Looking good. So pretty fast edit on that one. Didn't have too much crazy to do. Let me save that and get it back into Lightroom here. I'll reset this just so you can see a total before and after. There we go. So there's the original final image right there. I think it definitely brings a little bit more life to it. And a great shot from Elliott there. Nice job on that one. And thanks for submitting. If anybody else is interested, head on over to rayhennessy.com. If you just go to, I think, what do we got? The videos and then real-time edits. That's where you can watch some of these, but you can also submit a photo there. I do have a decent list of photos from the past, but I'm going to try and actually catch up on these and be doing this a little bit more regularly. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll see you on the next one.